What's up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my final live stream for UFC 255. I'm going to be talking some betting, some Draftkings, and some weigh-ins as well. What's up, everybody in the chat? We already have, I think, like close to 100 in here. So thank you all for hanging out on a Friday evening. Really ready to break down this card. I mean, last week's card was awful. I had 2 bets get canceled, only 9 fights on the card. Snapped a 3-week winning streak last week. Ready to win it back this week. I guess the only good thing that came out of that was I gave out a parlay last week, and it was RDA parlayed with Davis and Figueiredo. If that hits this week, definitely would make up for last week there. So, yeah, really looking forward to the card. Have some bets we'll talk about. I believe I have 4 bets. Going to talk about some leans as well. I'm probably going to have about 6 bets by the time it's all said and done. What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, Chris? What's up, the Gaming Wolf? What's up, Lee Van? What's up, R. Kelly in the building? Let's hit some parlays. I agree. I have more parlays than usual this week, and that's pretty much because there are a ton of big favorites, and there are a ton of favorites that probably should get it done here. I believe it was only Perry that missed weight today. But, yeah, really looking forward to this card. First of all, I do need to shout out the sponsor, Pub Sports Radio, really growing over there, and lots of stuff going on. If you guys like sports, Bellator is over there. They do Bellator live streams, Bellator breakdowns. A lot of people always ask me about Bellator Contender Series. All that is over there. We go live for the fights on Saturday. I'll probably be making an appearance myself tomorrow for the fights going live. It's all cool to like hang out with the guys and all that. Doing a live stream tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, Talking Hands. If you guys want to check that out as well. Yeah, really growing over on Pub Sports Radio. So go ahead over there, subscribe. Great guys over there. And we're only growing each and every week. So thank you guys for all the support there. What's up, Jack Attack? What's up, Ben? What's up, Michael? Let's get it, Dylan. I agree. Good morning. Wow, it's evening for us over here in the U.S. Did you miss half the stream? Nope. Luckily, we just started here. Buckley 182. Why so late? We will talk about that soon, but let's get right into it. And well, we have some action right away here. Love Perry dabbing. Something's wrong with that guy, but yeah, we'll definitely talk about some Mike Perry. All right. Oh, what's up, Donald? Never get in live. Well, glad you can join us here tonight. All right, so we'll start with the first fight of the night. Luis Kosuke versus Sasha Palatnikov. I think I got it right there. I've been struggling with that last name all week. I think I got it down. And yeah, like Kosuke, a lot of money's coming in on the dude. I see him like minus 500, minus 550 on some websites there, some books. And I can definitely see why. I guess there's just some question marks that kind of concern me, but I do think he's the much better fighter. I really don't think it's that close. The only thing I guess I'm concerned about is if this gets out of the first round, how's his cardio going to look? But honestly, I don't see it getting out of the first round. I think that Palatnikov has some solid wrestling, just not the wrestling that's probably going to get down a guy like Kosuke. And Kosuke is probably going to knock him out in that first round. But yeah, if he can extend it and get this out of the first round, I think Palatnikov, I guess, could be live in some way. But still, Kosuke, I do think he's going to finish it early. I believe 7 of his wins have been finished in the first round. And it is the first leg of my parlay. So I bet Kosuke in a parlay with somebody who we'll talk about really soon. I got Kosuke at minus 400. He is now minus 500. So I think if you're doing multiple legs, I think he's fine to throw in there. Minus 500 is getting a little bit too wide, but I do think he wins this fight. As for Draftkings, 9,300. Again, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win in the first round. I'd rather play him than like Shevchenko, who we're talking about. I think that he's one of my favorite plays up in the 9K range. I like Daniel Rodriguez. I like Figueiredo, but I'll definitely be having a lot of Kosuke because I do think if he wins, it's going to be really early there. He definitely goes after it. The dude's a killer. He wants to end this fight early. So, yeah, I like it at 9,300. Is anybody taking a shot on Palatnikov there? I mean, it's really struggling to find a path to victory. I know there's some unknowns, but really Kosuke should knock this dude out without a problem. But maybe it's closer than the line indicates, but I do think Kosuke gets it done here. So first leg of the parlay, we'll finish that other leg in a second here. But who do you guys got in this fight? Kosuke is an all-around fighter. I 100% agree with you. First time being able to watch live. Well, what's up, Aaron? How do you feel about Kosuke inside the distance? We'll take a look at that line right now. So, yeah, minus 225. If you do not want to pay the minus 475, minus 500, I think it's 100% fine to parlay the inside the distance over the minus 500. 100% fine. Because if he wins, it's going to be inside the distance, but more than likely, the dude has not seen the second round yet. So, yeah, really good point there, Jensen. I agree. Let's go Kosuke. First fight of the night should be a good one. What do you think of Sasha by decision? I think he's going to have a really rough first round. If he can survive that first round, maybe he can win the next two. It's just, I don't think it's a good plus 900. I don't love it there, but if you want to take a shot, go for it. But I think Kosuke gets it done. I think Kosuke punts this dude's head into the third row. Yeah, I'm 100% with you there. Kosuke inside the distance, minus 154. Minus 154, that's a really good line you got there. Yeah, I like it. Palatnikov, who? I don't know. Kosuke by sub. I mean, I think he has a couple subs on his record, but probably going to be a knockout. But yeah, I think he can get a sub as well. Kosuke all day. Kosuke inside the distance. I'm going to take a stab on Kosuke in round one. Yeah, I think if it's like plus 100 or something like that, I think that's not a bad way to look because, like I said, he's never left the first round. So good point there, Kosuke. How is R. Kelly in here? I don't know. R. Kelly is in here, though. What do you mean? All right, so shouldn't he? Okay. All right, so getting into the next fight, like I said, I really like Kosuke. I really like to get it done here in the first round. The dude's a beast. So next fight, and this is going to finish out the first parlay I have, and pretty cool that we get it out of the way early within the first two fights. And I have Kyle Dawkis to win, parlayed with Kosuke to win. I got it at minus 150, 2 units on that. It's going to be my first bet of the night. And I really like that it's back-to-back, so we'll know real soon if that does hit, and I really do like it to hit. So I think Dawkis has the advantages everywhere in this fight. I think if it touches the ground, I think he has a nice advantage on there. We know how good his grappling is. I think he has the wrestling advantage. I think Stoltzfus' takedown defense is not good at all. I think if he wants to take this fight to the mat, he 100% can. But I did hear an interview where he said he wants to stand and bang with Stoltzfus for 15 minutes or until he knocks him out. I think he said he was going to go out there and knock out Stoltzfus, which I think he still wins that fight as well. I do think he's a better striker. I think he's going to throw more volume. Stoltzfus is very hittable. So the only thing is Dawkis has 0 knockouts on his record. So I don't know if he's going to go out there and actually knock out Stoltzfus. I think the smart thing to do would be to take down Stoltzfus. I think that's the path to least resistance. But like I said, he did say in an interview that he's going to stand with him and knock him out. So don't really agree with that, but I do think he is the better striker, and I do think he can. I don't hate the minus, what is he, minus 295 now. I got it at minus 300, so I think that's fine. I really like the parlay. I really like both these guys to get it done. Just really struggling to see a path to victory for Stoltzfus. He's not going to submit Kyle Dawkis. He's not going to knock him out more than likely. So I do think Dawkis is probably going to win by decision. If it does hit the mat, maybe he can find a submission, but more than likely decision here for Dawkis, which is plus 155. Not good enough for me. If you want to take his word for it and think he's going to go out there and get his first KO against Stoltzfus, plus 580 by knockout. I don't know, but all I know is I do like that parlay. 2 of my more confident picks on the slate. And like I said, this is a really chalky card, and a lot of these favorites should win, so I'm going to have a couple parlays. And yeah, definitely like Dawkis to get it done. As for DraftKings, I mean, I think there's other plays that I like better around this 8,800 range, 9,000 range. But Dawkis, if he does take it to the mat, I do think he can rack up a lot of DraftKings points. So for that reason, I do think he'll be a little bit lower owned as well, around the Figueiredo range, around the Buckley range. Guys like that, Rodriguez, that are going to gain some ownership. Kosuke, Shevchenko, I do think will be lower owned than those guys. But yeah, we'll have some Dawkis. Ask for some Stoltzfus. Maybe a little bit. I don't think this dude's a scrub by any means. Actually, I think he has some solid upside. I just really do think Dawkis is the better fighter. I think he has all the advantages in this fight, and I do think he gets it done here. So who does everybody have in this fight? Everybody going with Dawkis. Anybody going with Stoltzfus? Didn't really see much Stoltzfus love out there. Stoltzfus is very live. I don't see a path to victory for him. Stoltz, good value if it goes to decision. I don't know. I think either guy can honestly win a decision. Do you think he does well in DK if he stands and bangs? I mean, I don't see him knocking out Stoltzfus, even though he said that, but I really don't think it's going to happen. If he stands and bangs with him for 15 minutes, probably not, but I really see this fight hitting the mat. I don't tend to believe him there. Royval was looking good at weigh-ins. Yes, he was. Brady, I'm in your house. That is frightening there, Sam. Hopefully you get out there. What did you say? Dawkis is too good. Winner by sub. Dawkis and DraftKings. I'm hoping Skulls can score some in DraftKings. Maybe. I mean, if he gets this fight to the mat and he's on top of Dawkis, it's just really hard to see that happening, honestly. But he has some really good grappling himself. I went Stoltz. Stoltz jiu-jitsu is pretty good. I don't think it'll be easy to sub. I don't think it will be easy to sub either. So I do think I'm leaning towards that Dawkis decision for sure. You have Stoltz in a decision. Yeah, Stoltz's stand-up is really suspect. He leaves a lot of openings. He's very hittable. So, yeah, I do think if Dawkis wants to stand with him for 50 minutes, go for it. I think he can. You have the over. Yeah, very nice play there. I do think the over hits. I do think it probably goes to decision as well. So not a bad look there. So you watched a lot of tape on Stoltz, and Dawkis is much better everywhere. I agree. I think even though Stoltz has decent grappling control, yeah, 100% with you there. Need a dog when it's Stoltz to be live, but not looking like a good spot. Yeah. I think Stoltz will slam him in. Yeah, that's what happened in his last fight there. Seems like the chat's on Stoltzfus. I mean, I'm really on the Dawkis side, though. I do think he has more paths to victory. I'm just struggling to find a path to victory for Stoltzfus. Maybe a close decision, if anything, if he's able to get on top. But even then, like, Dawkis has really legit grappling. Nobody on this fight. What's up, Dr. Sanjay? All right, so I agree. Let's go Dawkis there. All right, so we're going to get into the next fight. We have 210 people in here. If you guys can all hit the like button, it really is appreciated. As always, hit the subscribe button. Made a goal of 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Kind of a crazy goal, but every goal I've put, you guys have helped me hit that goal. So if we can get 10,000 by the end of the year, that'd be awesome. So subscribe if you haven't yet. Would appreciate that, as always. And I am doing giveaways, as always. So go to my breakdown video. If you guys play DraftKings, comment down your DraftKings username. I'll get you in there. Have like 100 spots left. $25 to first for that. And then the other giveaway is $25 to first for whoever can guess the significant strikes for Valentina Shevchenko in the co-main event. So go head over to my prediction video after this. Comment down below. Giving out some free money just due to all support I've been getting. And we have a donation. So James, Aaron, my parlay, Kosuke, D-Rod, Fig, and Valentina. Yeah, that's a really good parlay there. I like that a lot. A four-legger. I will have all of those in my Hail Mary. And thank you so much for the donation. 50, I don't know what that is. Can someone help me out? 50 PHP. And I'm not good with this stuff, but I really do appreciate the donation. It really does help a lot. But yeah, we'll get into the next fight here. All right, so this fight is just a big pass. I mean, Alan Juban versus Jared Gooden, and Juban is 8,300 on DraftKings. Gooden is 7,900. And I mean, the thing, we'll take a look at it here. Juban is 38 years old. Gooden is 26 years old. That's the big thing here for me. Juban has been knocked out a couple times. I think he's been knocked out like 3 times. Yeah, he's been knocked out 3 times. His chin's not all that there. Definitely getting up there in age. Jared Gooden, when watching tape, like, I'm not overly impressed with the guy. I just think he has some good things I liked. I mean, he has some decent power, some decent volume, actually a decent ground game as well. Has finished 39% of his wins by knockout, 39% by submission. I guess I'm more interested from a DraftKings perspective. I can't bet this. I know Gooden definitely does look like a juicy underdog here, but I do think Juban is the better fighter. I do. It's just the concern is the age and the chin, and that's a big concern, especially in the small cage. So that's why I'm more so leaning towards the Jared Gooden side, but I do not have enough confidence to bet it. But on DraftKings, this is a fight you're going to want. Jared Gooden is very hittable. He does have some power himself, and Juban has been knocked out a decent amount of times, like I mentioned. Chin is very suspect. I think someone's getting knocked out in this fight. I really do. So I will be having a decent amount of this fight. I think Gooden is a solid underdog at 7,900, but I think Juban's going to go a little bit under-owned. I think not many people are going to play him, and I've seen Gooden knocked out before, so I think Juban could be a solid, sneaky play at 8,300, but I cannot touch this from a betting perspective. I know a lot of people out there on Juban. I'm actually seeing some love for Gooden as well, so, man, I see a lot of people split on this fight, as am I, but I'm going to lean with Gooden. I'm going to lean with the guy that is like 12 years younger, the young, hungry up-and-comer. Juban's been talking about retirement. It's just tough fight to call, but I'm going to go with the underdog and Jared Gooden there. Really no confidence in it. I'm not betting that, but I will be having a lot of exposure on DraftKings to that fight there. So what's up, Big Show? How's it going, man? Congrats on the engagement. How'd you know that? But thank you. Donut King. Okay. I saw the engagement rings in the last vid. Really? Okay. I went to high school with Sasha Palatnikov in Hong Kong. Dude was a beast. He played American football in college as well, and he must have weighed 230. Wow, very interesting fact there. Thank you for that, Jono. I got a goal of winning 10K this week, and that would be very nice. So I did get a takedown on DraftKings last week, which was awesome, because usually like the past couple takedowns, I've been sharing it with like 30 to 50 people. This time it was only like 20 people I shared it with, so pretty decent winning night on DraftKings. I think 3 takedowns in the last 5 weeks on DraftKings, so I've absolutely been killing it on there. Let's see. Juban has got age on his side, but I feel like he can get a knockout, and I would say second round if I had to choose, but not get bet. Yeah, I'm with you. I like Gooden. I like Gooden, but I'm not confident in it. But I do think there could be a knockout either side there. All right. We need sports betting to open up in Michigan already. I agree. That should be opened up everywhere. 50 American cents. Thank you so much, Freddie. And thank you for the donation again. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on Perry's weigh-in. Yeah, I've been kind of trashing Perry all week on all my videos. So, yeah, I can't wait to talk about the Perry weigh-ins as well. I'm on Gooden, even though I wasn't necessarily impressed. Yep, 100% with you there. Gooden looking like he just got out of prison. The dude's jacked. He really is. Decent volume, decent power, but probably not enough to outclass a guy like Juban. Pass. I mean, I do think Joban's the better fighter. I do. I'll admit that. But just the power and the chin of Juban, I don't know. It's a tough one. All right. Got a lot of both sides. More Gooden. I'm with you there. Juban is coming off of 2 surgeries, and he's going up against a specimen. He's going to get finished. So I did not know he's coming off of 2 surgeries, but I did know that he's coming off of a decent layoff. Very interesting to know there. What's up, Dan? Fighters that are 9 years younger win 70% of the time at least. It definitely does seem like that at sometimes, for sure. Already read that. I took a shot on Gooden 2 units. I don't hate it. I think this fight probably should be lined closer to a pick'em. Yep, hit that like button, guys. Really appreciate that. Dude, you said this 3 times. Very nice. Unless I'm reading it wrong, but okay. No distance parlay for Gooden and Juban. Yeah, it's not a bad look. We'll take a look at that line actually. Juban and Gooden -160. Fight doesn't go to decision. I actually like that. I do see a finish here. Gooden a Hail Mary parlay. Let's see. Half the Battle Man podcast vouch for Gooden heavy. Yes, they're biased, but they had a lot of inside info. Yeah, I think they're sponsoring Jared Gooden there, so that's pretty cool, actually. I have a lot of Gooden in FanDuel. I'm scared. Don't be scared, but all right. ACL surgery, and he has lost 3 of his 4th. Only win was Ben Saunders. I'm taking the dog. Yep, I like it. ACL. Yep. And hand. Okay, so very interesting there. All right, we got another donation. Danger, what's up, Danger? Let's go. Keep crushing it. Will do, Danger. Thank you so much for the donation. It really does help out a ton. All right, guys. So with that said, we're going to get into the next breakdown. 269 people. If you guys can hit the like button, subscribe, helps out. Share this video, helps out a lot. Let's get to the 300 mark. We've been consistently getting the 300 mark over the past couple of weeks. Let's hit it here as well. And once again, thank you, Danger. That's great donation there. Appreciate that a lot. All right. So next we have Daniel Rodriguez versus Nicholas Dolby. My bad. Rodriguez is -320 and Dolby is +290. So I do have a bet. I do have Rodriguez in a parlay here. So I made this parlay last Saturday. I made this the day of UFC Vegas, whatever it was. So last week. And I got Rodriguez at -350 there, somewhere around those lines. And he's now -320. So a little bit of money coming in on Dolby, but I did want to get on this parlay early. And as for the fight goes, yeah, I really like Rodriguez, especially in this fight. I think Dolby's definitely towards the end of his career. He looked awful his last fight. I know you could say that Jesse Ronson did, pop or something, but still, I mean, getting dropped by Jesse Ronson on something or not, like that's pretty embarrassing. And even then, like Dolby's been knocked down in 4 of his 6 UFC fights. His chin is very, very questionable. He got submitted by Jesse Ronson. He couldn't take him down. And again, I know Jesse Ronson popped for something, but still really not a good look. And Rodriguez is somebody I'm very high on. I've been high on him ever since the Tim Means fight. He went in there. He shocked the world as a big underdog against Tim Means. I believe it was in Tim Means' hometown as well. And the dude's good. The dude throws a ton of volume. He has a chin of steel. I know his chin got checked last fight, but still he came back. He came back and knocked Grant down like 3 times, which was awesome because I had a lot of Draftkings with him. But still, the dude's good. The dude's really good. And in this fight, yeah, I like Rodriguez. I like him to get it done. I like him in that parlay that I have. I'll talk about the other leg in a second, but it's really struggling to find a path to victory for Dolby. Is he going to wrestle for 15 minutes against Rodriguez? I don't think he has the cardio to do that. I think Rodriguez's takedown defense is good. I think Rodriguez has a really good submission game that we haven't seen yet in the UFC. I mean, we saw him submit Tim Means. I think it was standing, but he definitely has a good submission game. I believe he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And I just think if Dolby takes him down, I think Rodriguez can either stuff the takedowns or maybe get something off his back as well. And when this is standing, like Dolby's very hittable. Rodriguez does a ton of volume. I'd like Rodriguez here to win a decision or probably knock out Dolby. I mean, Dolby's never been officially knocked out. He was knocked down 4 times, but I do think that maybe Rodriguez maybe clips him, maybe submits him. I do think he has a good submission game. We'll take a look at some of the numbers here. Rodriguez has finished 54% of his wins by knockout, 31% by submission. So this line is actually kind of intriguing to me, believe it or not. Daniel Rodriguez by submission plus 1350. So we just saw Dolby get submitted by Jesse Ronson. This may or may not hit the ground. Maybe Rodriguez can clip him and it hits the mat. And if it does, like Rodriguez was able to submit Tim Means. Rodriguez has plenty of submissions on his record. So I think the 1350 is really off here. I'm probably not going to bet it myself. Maybe I'll put a little bit on it. I'm a little sprinkle, but I think that line's off, and I do like Rodriguez in a parlay. One of my key parlay pieces, it's going to be on my Hail Mary, and I do like him to get it done over Dolby there. So what do you guys have in this fight? Is somebody on Dolby? Haven't really seen much Dolby love out there. I've seen a lot of Rodriguez love, and rightfully so. Like, he screwed a lot of people last time Dolby did. I have 100% D-Rod and everything. I like it. Love the breakdowns. DFS, keep it up. Appreciate that a ton. Yeah, I need to get the audio version. Yeah, I'd like to do that soon. I got to figure out how to do that, but I think that'd be pretty cool there. D-Rod, Buckley, parlay for me. Not bad. I got D-Rod inside the distance, minus 110. I don't hate that. Rodriguez inside the distance. I think he definitely could. I mean, the dude's a beast. He's going to be throwing a lot of volume. I think the sub could be there. I think the knockout could be there. He hits like a truck. Rodriguez should get an easy win, but I'm not too high on Dolby. He gets caught easy and leaves too many openings. Not a good thing to do against Rodriguez. 100% agree. When Rodriguez throws a ton of volume, I remember he landed like 200 significant strikes, something like that against Gabe Green a couple fights ago. The dude throws a lot. I went to school with Mike Perry. He was dumb then, as he is now, virtually identical. I mean, I actually believe that. D-Rod for the win, minus 340 in my book. I like it there. Another donation. Rodriguez by KO. Dolby looks soft. Yeah, I think he could get a knockout here. And thank you, Mr. Donut King, for the donation. Helps out a ton. Plus 1,300 sub prop for the 10th Planet black belt. Oh, he's a black belt? Yeah, I heard he was either a black belt or a brown belt. So if he is a black belt, that's awesome. Yeah, I agree. Definitely worth a sprinkle. And plus 1,350 is a crazy number. MMA locker room in the house. A pub sports guy. What's up, MMA locker room? Mills. Dolby got back into the UFC off a no contest. Strange. Yeah, I agree. Who you like Dolby? Plus 240, a sprinkle. I don't know. I'm kind of struggling to find a path to victory. I guess you could say the line's off a little bit, but man. Get a man, Brady. I'm about to get a takedown this weekend. I hope you do. I really hope you do. Dolby, my pump play on Draftkings. He's not my pump play. I will talk about some pump plays I like, but I guess it's just hard to see him winning this fight. What about Lipsky? We'll talk about her soon. Brown belt. Yeah, I thought it was a brown belt, but either way, 10th Planet. I like it. Rodriguez and Kosuke is a lock. Locks do not exist, except on this card, Shevchenko is a lock, but other than that, locks do not exist. Hope you're feeling better and don't have the Rona. I hope not either. I've been sick for like 6 days, so hopefully feel better soon, and yeah, hopefully don't have the Rona there. All right. Hey, brother, I just joined. How are you, DFS by the numbers? Pretty good. Justin Jr. Nice to see you in the chat there. I went to everybody goes to school with these fighters, I guess, tonight, huh? I went to school with Shogun in Brazil. The year was 1970. Did anybody go to high school with Paul Craig? Anybody go to high school with Paul Craig there? I can't wait to see Moreno screaming at Royval during the fight. Yeah, that's gonna be the fight of the night there. I can't wait to talk about that. We'll get into it right there. We're talking Draftkings pump play. Sports Stu went to high school with Paul Craig. There you go. All right, so this fight. Wish we could skip it, but we'll talk about it a little bit. Antonina Shevchenko versus Ariana Lipsky. Really, I want nothing to do with this fight. Not high on either girl. I mean, Lipsky had a really nice submission against Luana Carolina her last fight, which was awesome. I think it was like a knee bar. It looks like it broke her leg in that. and that submission there. Definitely not touching this from a betting perspective. No way would I ever bet on either fighter here. I do got to lean with Shevchenko only for the fact that Lipsky, for her to win, I think she's going to have to get this fight to the mat. Shevchenko has struggled with her ground game as of late. Really bad takedown defense. She was dominated on the mat by Caitlin Chookagian, somebody who had 0 takedowns before that fight. If Lipsky comes out here with the game plan of I'm going to take down Shevchenko, I think she could win. But the problem is, and this is why I can't pick her, is because I haven't seen that yet. So I'm going to go with Shevchenko. I do think she's the better striker by a decent margin. Lipsky is very, 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 very hittable. Almost has that Priscilla catch a beating defense on her. But yeah, if she gets a takedown, she can very well win this fight. I feel like it's going to be close. I feel like it is dog or pass either way. I would not be betting Shevchenko at -150, although I guess I think she's the better fighter, but big pass here. As for DraftKings, Lipsky's interesting because if she is getting those takedowns, getting advances, maybe finding a sub or something, I guess. But even then, Shevchenko actually has shown improvements in her ground game. She got a submission a couple fights ago against Lucy Pudilova, I believe it was. So this is a mess of a fight. I want nothing to do with this. For DraftKings, I will have some because I do think it's going to be really low owned. I think both fighters are going to be low owned. And I don't know, maybe it scores well, but it's really hard to invest too much in this fight. So looking at some of the props, Lipsky by submission plus 790, Shevchenko by submission plus 940. Yeah, just don't want anything to do with this fight, honestly. Anybody have any bets in this fight? Really hard to get excited about the other Shevchenko and Ariana Lipsky, but maybe it's going to be a fun fight. I don't know. A lot of Lipsky's fights are fun because she's very hittable. Did I see Shevchenko at the weigh-ins? Yes, I saw both of them at the weigh-ins. What about it? They looked not as good as they could have, but nothing really overly concerning. Lipsky's my girlfriend. Better say something nice. I went, okay. Oh, all right. I went to high school with MMA KO. There you go. So how do you feel about Lipsky inside the distance at plus 400? I don't know. I have a weird feeling that one of these fighters are going to get finished. I don't know what it is, but just something I don't want to lay my money on. I would never bet on this fight either way. I'll be on the can there on this one. Yeah, I'm with you there. I went to high school at DFS. There you go. Yeah, she did look a little exhausted there. I agree with you, but not overly concerned. So Paul Craig is from Coatbridge, which is literally right next to where I grew up, but never went to school with him, sadly. Well, at least you got close to Paul Craig there. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It seems like some of these fights, like sometimes they're on the optimal lineup, and it was last week where we had 9 fights, and I took all my exposure to the fights that got canceled. I put it on the Yoder and Granger fight. Don't ask me why, but that fight ended up being in the optimal lineup, scoring 68 points. So, yeah, this could be one of those fights that end up optimal. It seems like some of these fights that are bound to suck, they actually score decent. Yeah, she looked a little weak there. Question for DFS by the numbers. Who wins in a fight, Chase Hooper or Chris Cyborg? Chris Cyborg there. Great fight on DK. It definitely could be. Half a unit on the dog. I disagree with the odd. Yeah, I think this fight's going to be close. I kind of disagree with the odds as well, but just can't bet it myself. How do you feel about Buckley inside the distance and Kosuke inside the distance parlay? Yeah, I do like that. Let's see. Fade Lipsky dates her coach. Last weigh-ins. Red flags. I think the fight in general is a big red flag. Hit the like button. I really agree with that. Rad kick. Thank you for that. DFS, what do you think of the over 1.5 rounds? Parlay Valentina and Figueiredo. I don't know. I don't hate it, I guess. You'll probably get plus money on that. Yeah, you definitely do, and I've learned that over the past couple months. You definitely do. Under 2.5 here, probably not. Not something I bet on. So what do you use for DFS multi-lineup tools? Fantasy Labs, Fantasy Cruncher. I used to do it myself, but it took forever. I don't have time to do that nowadays. All right, so thank you all for hanging out. We have 330 in the chat. Would love to get to 400 one day. Got really close to last time, so hit the like. Really helps out a lot. Let's get some people up in here. I do want to shout out the sponsor, Pub Sports Radio. Have a live stream at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, Talking Hands. Head over there if you can't make it tonight. Head over there tomorrow. Watch it. Lots of great guys over there. They're throwing huge bets down each and every single week. Someone threw a huge bet down on RDA last week over there. So go check that out. Great guys over there. And yeah, so let's get into the next fight. And yeah, people's main event here. The people's main event, the fight we are all waiting for. Joaquin Buckley versus Jordan Wright. And I am stumped. I am stumped here to why I see so much love for my dude, the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright. Like, I was the first guy on Jordan Wright here. I remember his last fight, like, everybody was picking against him. I think I was one of the only people that were picking Jordan Wright to beat Ike Villanueva. Like, people were betting against Jordan Wright confidently. I could not believe it. Jordan Wright went out there and got that cut stoppage in the first round. So what I did, and this was the parlay I did last Saturday, I wanted to get this one in on early because I thought a lot of money would come in on Buckley. I thought a lot of love would come in on him because of that knockout, because people aren't too high on Wright, I thought. But I was wrong. So I did have this parlay. Let's see. I have Buckley to win, parlayed with Daniel Rodriguez to win. I got that parlay at minus 130. I have 2 units on that. I think it's minus 129 right now. So the odds pretty much stayed the same. But yeah, I'm kind of shocked. I really am. Like, it seemed like everybody was against Wright, against Ike Villanueva, but now that Buckley comes in here, people are all of a sudden on Wright. It just doesn't make sense to me. Is it because Buckley knocked out everybody's favorite fighter, Impa Kasanganay? I don't know, but I really expected this line to get a lot wider. So I'm kind of shocked there. But as for the fight goes, if you have not yet, go watch Jordan Wright versus Alexander Hernandez or Fluffy Hernandez. And the dude goes out there. He doesn't like being the nail at all. He does not like being hit. When he gets hit, like, he does not know what to do. And I want to bring it up, but I'm not going to do it because the last time I brought it up, Giga Chikadze ended up going out there and beating Omar Morales. But Jordan Wright, in his first 7 fights, his first 7 opponents did not have a win on their record. This dude is a huge can crusher. And the only reason I picked him against Ike Villanueva because I thought Ike Villanueva was very, very bad. And I don't know. The dudes, I actually like Jordan Wright a lot. I just don't like this matchup for him. So at the weigh-ins, Buckley looked very, very good. He came in a little bit underweight, came in at like 182, but he looked jacked. This dude is jacked. And I know a lot of people give him crap for losing to Kevin Holland, but you got to remember, he came in that fight on really short notice, and he did gas out a little bit. And Kevin Holland had like an 8-inch reach advantage on him. And in this fight, I think Wright's only going to have like an inch reach advantage on him, I think, like an inch or two, which really surprised me because I thought Wright was going to be a lot bigger. And he is a big dude, but the reach isn't as big as I thought it'd be. It's not going to be like a Kevin Holland reach. And even then, like, Buckley was able to get in on Kevin Holland, land some shots, but ultimately did get knocked out. But we got to remember, he came in on very short notice. The next fight against Impa Kasanganay, he got a lot more time to prepare, and he looked good. I'm not talking about the knockout. I'm not going to get into it. But he looked good. He was looking really good against Impa, someone who a lot of people were really high on. A lot of people thought that Impa's the next big thing, and I think he still could be a really good prospect there. But I like Buckley in this fight. I think it's going to end very early. I do like that parlay of Buckley and Daniel Rodriguez. And another place you could look, if you don't want to pick a side, I think the under 1.5 is a very good bet. I think it's like minus 160. I still think it's a very good bet. And because all of Jordan Wright's fights, all 11 of them, or 12 of them, including the Hernandez fight, they have ended before that 1.5 mark, all of them. So he does come out early. I think for Buckley to have success, just push back Wright against the cage, tee off on him. Buckley goes really good to the body, really good body shots, and Wright does leave a lot of openings to the body as well. And Buckley hits like an absolute truck. And yeah, I like him to get it done. The only thing I'm concerned about is Buckley does dip his head a little bit, and Wright does have some good knees. But other than that, like, Buckley should get this win. I guess I was a little bit concerned about the size advantage for Wright, but seeing him at the weigh-ins, I don't hate it. I think Buckley looked fantastic. Wright looked good himself, but give me Buckley to get it done. I think he's the more skilled fighter. Can Wright go out here and knock him out? Sure, he could. He very well could. But I do think Buckley's the way more skilled fighter, the more experience. I know he only has a couple more fights of experience, but he's been fighting the much better fighters, and really it's not even comparable. So Buckley and Dan Rodriguez, minus 130, 2 units on that. What's up, Boston Nick? How are you doing? Wright getting KO'd. Let's see. We missed a lot here. What's MMA Guru doing here? MMA Guru's in here? What's up, MMA Guru? Recency bias, perhaps off of. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's why I got in early. But there's doesn't seem to be recency bias off that KO. I thought a lot more money would come in on Buckley, but it seems like people are thinking how you're thinking. People are thinking that the line is this wide because of that flash KO, and maybe it is a little bit wide, but still, I did expect the line to be a lot wider. What's up, Rat Kick? 336 people watching and only 142 likes. Come on, people, stop slouching and hit the like button. Thank you for that, Rat Kick. Yeah, let's get the likes up. Let's get 200 before we get out of here. That would mean a ton. Buckley looked big. I agree. Buckley KO. Yeah, Buckley looked a lot better against Holland than a lot of people did think. He was making me nervous because he had a huge bet on Holland. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. You grew up with Wright in the Beverly Hills. I like it. Let's see. What's up, Brady? First time checking in live. What's up? Feeling that D-Rod plus 1350 sell. Yeah, I don't hate it as like putting a couple bucks on it. 1350 seems a little bit crazy. What's up, Danny, in the chat? Another pub sports guy there. What's up, Danny? No max bet here, but I do think he gets it done. Buckley got this. He just needs to put the pressure on, and which he's good at. And Jordan will wilt. He really will. 100% like that. Bet on Megan Anderson, boys. All right. So interested in hearing the thoughts on Brandon versus Brandon. I'm interested in that as well because that's the best fight on the card. All right. So let's get into it. And fight of the night here. Fight of the night, in my opinion, the best fight on the card. And surprisingly, I believe, it's on the prelims. This is the featured prelim. So kind of crazy there. I kind of see what they're doing, though. A lot of eyes are going to be on this fight, and this fight is amazing. So definitely stay right off the bat. I am passing from a betting perspective. I don't want to put money on this fight. I think this fight could be lined a little bit closer. I see a lot of love for Brandon Royval, and understandable. The dudes look fantastic. But we got to kind of look at who's been fighting. Tim Elliott, who was in very bad shape for that fight, gassed out in 5 minutes. Other than that, Kaikar France, someone who I'm not that high on. And I did pick Royval his last fight. I was so close to betting on Royval as well, did not pull the trigger. I know a lot of people that did in the Discord. Someone put a crazy amount of money on a Royval sub, which was awesome to see. But in this fight, I think Moreno is the much more technical striker, and Royval is extremely hittable. He really is. We saw him get rocked in the Kaikar France fight bad. I saw him get rocked against, I believe it was Casey Kenny, and he's never been knocked out, so good recoverability there, but just how hittable he is so concerning. And I do think this hits the mat. When it does, Moreno has a really good scrambling game. Moreno's never been submitted himself, and he's fought a lot of legit grapplers. And this fight's just so hard to call because Royval is going to be coming forward, very unorthodox. He's going to be coming with a lot of power. He's going to be coming with a lot of volume. He's probably going to land the more damaging shots, I'd say, but Moreno's probably going to be landing the more cleaner shots, the more technical shots. And it's a tough fight. I'm not betting it either way. I'm going to go with Moreno because I do think he's the better fighter. I'm not completely 100% sold on Royval as of yet, but if you're taking a shot on Royval plus 160, I can't blame you for that. I do think this fight could be lined a little bit closer. So the pick's Moreno. I'm not going to bet it. I do think it could be lined a little bit closer. I think a little bit of disrespect on Royval, but Moreno has been doing his thing. Moreno has been improving himself. And a lot of people are saying, Royval's improving each and every time. He's still very young, but we got to think Moreno's young himself. Moreno's younger. Moreno's 26 years old. I think Royval's 29. So I do expect improvements from Moreno. I expect this to be a firefight. But I can't wait to watch it. No money on this for me. I'm going to be playing a lot of it on Draftkings. I think this is going to be probably a scramble fest. I do think there could be a finish. I really do. Both guys are really tough, but I do think there could be a finish. And I'm going to have a lot on Draftkings, but can't bet it either way. Who do you guys have in this fight? I see a lot of love for Royval. I see kind of a lot of love for Moreno, but I don't really see many people betting Moreno out there. But dog or pass. Yeah, dog or pass, but I'm going to lean Moreno slightly. Royval stand-up is not on par with Moreno. I agree. I am on the Royval bet there. Royval is the future champ. Big statement there. We got to see a little bit more from him. Only a couple fights in the UFC. Yep, he has. He really has there. What do you think of Amaya, Wright? Nope. I don't think that's so good there. Moreno by decision. Yeah, I think he could win by decision. But honestly, wouldn't be shocked if there's a knockout because Royval is very, very hittable. And we have saw him get rocked before. Appreciate that, Dar. Over 2.5. Not a bad look, I guess. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this fight. It's definitely dog or pass, but stacking cash, not a bad look, actually. I think I have Royval in my cash lineup. I'll say that. I do have Royval in my cash lineup because that probably goes to decision. He's probably going to throw a lot of volume, lots of scrambling. Oh, my goodness. Got some trolls in the chat. I love to see it. You guys are hilarious. Glad to see you're feeling better, Big Brain. Not completely, but I am feeling a little bit better. But hopefully, I'm get over whatever I have really soon here. Thanks, Mo. Appreciate that. Go check out me, Mo, and the Talking Hands guys after this at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Fight doesn't go to the distance for me. Don't hate it. Probably a good line there. DK a must on this fight, probably. Especially if Royval wins, it's going to be a really high score. Perez, dog of the week. We'll talk about it soon. Yeah, Royval, and he's going to be really chalky as well. I'm just going to eat the chalk there. Over 2.5, minus 130, big here. Don't hate it. We got Rachel Ostovich in the chat here. Oh, my gosh. All right. All right, so we're going to get into the next fight, and we are on the main card. We are at, let's see, 41 minutes here. Going to kind of speed it up here. I have something to do after this. Ordered some Texas Roadhouse to go. So I can't wait to get that. But Paul Craig versus Shogun Hua. And if Buckley and Wright is not the people's main event, it's probably this one. Paul Craig, the Bear Jew. And I really like this guy. A lot of people sleep on this guy. A lot of people think this guy sucks. I mean, kind of, but the dude's definitely improving. The dude's a beast. We saw him at the weigh-ins. He came out there. He is ready to fight, and he's a finisher. He's finished 100% of his wins. All of his wins have came 92% by submission, 8% by knockout. Almost finished Shogun their last fight. Ended up being a draw. And I'm a Paul Craig fan. I'll be the first to admit it. I really like this guy. I don't know what it is. We have seen him knocked out 3 times, but they brought him in against some really good power punchers. Alonzo Menafield, to name one. But yeah, I do think he's improving each and every time. I really do. I think his stand-up's getting better, and Shogun is the complete opposite. He's getting worse and worse. We saw in his last fight against Lil Nog, he looked awful, so slow, low volume. Paul Craig should win this fight. It's just when you bet Paul Craig, you want to bet him as a underdog. You don't really want to bet him as a favorite like this. So yeah, I'm not going to bet Paul Craig at minus 160. What I am looking at though, and this was like plus 600 earlier in the week, but Paul Craig by KO plus 420. I don't hate that too much. Almost got a KO his last time, I think, on the feet. He has some decent power. Not many knockouts on his record, but Shogun's really hittable. He's really slow. I think he could knock him out. Don't know if he can sub Shogun, but all I know is I like Paul Craig to get it done, and probably inside the distance. I don't know if I'm going to bet it. Probably not. I think it'd be smart to pass on this fight, but on DraftKings, I'm going to have a uncomfortable amount of Paul Craig. He's finished all of his wins. I do think there could be another finish here. Shogun's been finished 7 times. So yeah, Paul Craig at 8,500. Hopefully it's low owned. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't really checked the projected ownership as of late, but I think it could be a little bit lower owned. As for the Shogun side, it's really hard to play him. Paul Craig, I know he's been knocked out 3 times, but Shogun, it just doesn't look like he has that pop. Doesn't look like he has that volume. Doesn't look like he has much nowadays. So Paul Craig for me on DraftKings. Be kind of crazy to bet Paul Craig at minus 160, but I do think he gets it done. But does anybody have Paul Craig in this fight in a bet? Just not something I do personally. It's really hard to bet on a guy like Paul Craig, someone who pulls guard instantly when he gets close enough, and probably be pulling guard tomorrow. Don't really want to have my money on something like that. But yeah, Paul Craig in awesome shape, 100% agree. Craig inside the distance, 100% agree. Texas Roadhouse is my go-to. I am with you. Love me some Texas Roadhouse. Inside the distance, yeah. I don't know if it'll be by sub. I don't know if he can maybe subs them or KO. I think the KO is likely. Yeah, I like the KO too. I think it's definitely possible because Craig is a finisher. He really is. Paul Craig might get the finish this time. He's at a full camp. Yep, and Paul Craig's hungry. He is very, very hungry. He's always hungry. A lot of people count this dude out, but I actually think he's not the worst fighter in the UFC. Wow, Paul Craig has a 0 chance of a knockout. I mean, did you watch the Shogun fight last time? It was very, very close to having a knockout. Wouldn't really say 0 chance there. All right, gotta get some people out of here in the chat. All right. KO is more likely than a submission for Craig. I think they're both kind of close as the same, but yeah, true. Shogun has been subbed, I think 3 times. So yeah, it's definitely possible. Paul is going to spark him probably in the first round too. Like, he is so much faster than Shogun, and he's so much better at this point in their career. All right. I feel like no one asked, can I be a mod? I don't know. I might need to get a mod in here, but usually don't bring the trolls in here all that often. So Shogun by KO. I mean, I don't know. Maybe a couple of years ago for sure, but I don't know. All right, guys, we're at 371. Hit that like button. Let's get to 400. I think 371 could be a record or really close to it. We'll love to hit record numbers tonight. We have 4 fights to go. Let's hit that 400 mark. All right, this fight I'm not going to touch on all that much. Really want nothing to do with this fight. Cynthia Calvillo, -245. Caitlin Chookagian, +225. The line's off. It is. I'm not a big fan of Chookagian. It's just weird seeing Jessica Andrade. She was like -140, -150 last fight against Chookagian, and then all of a sudden Calvillo is -245. So I was all over Andrade last time. I did not bet it. I thought it was a trap. I thought it was too good to be true. Andrade went out there and knocked her out in the first round with a nice body shot. I just don't get this line. I don't get the line at all. I think there is some recency bias here. I'm going to pick Calvillo. I honestly think this should be closer to a pick 'em though. Like, if Calvillo stands with Chookagian for 50 minutes, she's going to lose. But if Calvillo can get a couple takedowns, yeah, I think she's going to win the decision. But even then, it's going to be a really close fight. A lot of these women's fights are. I don't understand this line. So no way am I going to bet Calvillo at -245. But I am picking her because I do think she has the path to victory of getting takedowns, getting some top control. But yeah, Chookagian has improved her ground game as of late. She really has. So not something I want to put my money on. Calvillo won't even be in my Hail Mary parlay. She won't. But as for DraftKings, neither. I'm probably going to have – this is going to be my fight with the least exposure. It's close between this and the Jennifer Maia Shevchenko fight. But I just don't want nothing to do with this fight. Calvillo's not going to hit value here. She's not going to knock out Chookagian. She's not going to sub Chookagian. She's going to get some takedowns. Really low volume fight here. Chookagian's going to throw a ton of strikes that don't land. She's going to get like 50 significant strikes, throw 200. She doesn't connect on anything. And I don't really want to pull up the numbers because I don't want to talk about this fight for too long, but she's like a 43% accuracy. Big fade on this fight. Big fade. If you're taking a shot on Chookagian, I don't hate it, I guess, because the line's off. Go for it, but just not something I'd put my money on personally. All right, Buckley means D-Rod parlay. Don't typically like parlaying underdogs, and that being Tim Means, but if you want to, go for it. I had to take a small bet on Chookagian at +210. Yeah, go for it. I mean, I think the line's off. I think it should be closer to a pick 'em, so you're definitely getting value. Just not something I do personally. Dirty Bird going to see stars. What do you think of fight going? Yeah, probably 85% or higher. You're right. It's going to go to decision. Let's see here. The over is a near lock. Yeah, probably. Paul Craig's quote from our high school yearbook was, "I will submit Shogun." We'll have to see. Someone said Calvillo by decision's a good bet. Not bad. Let's see here. Cody with the always bringing in the stats here. Women's favorites, 35-14 in the last 49 fights. I think there are more valuable dogs on this card. Okay. Who disliked? I don't know. Probably the person that I blocked on there. Hey, 200 likes. Thank you guys so much. DFS scared of my a little bit, man. Chookagian is walking to wear the hood. Okay. Over 200 likes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This Chookagian Calvillo fight is going to go the distance. Calvillo by first round sub. I mean, Chookagian has a pretty solid ground game. I think she's a brown belt. Appreciate that money making. All right, so quickly getting to the next fight. I don't want to talk about that fight anymore. I really don't want to watch that fight. It's going to be awful. It's going to come down to a split decision that a lot of people are probably not going to agree with. Chookagian's probably going to win and make a lot of people upset. But next fight here, and this is the fight that people are really looking forward to hear me talk about because there is some controversy all week. And yeah, like Mike Perry, he's something's wrong with that dude. And it seems like it's getting worse and worse every single fight. Like his last fight against Mickey Gall, his striking looked awful. It really did. Like he looked bad in that fight. He had to take down Mickey Gall to win that fight. And man, like I saw in the beginning of the week on Twitter, Mike Perry said he has to cut like an insane amount of weight, like 15 to 20 pounds at the beginning of the week. And this is why I wanted to really look at the weigh-ins for this fight. I had no intentions at all in betting Tim Means. None at all. I was going to pass on this fight. But after seeing the weigh-ins, like I was already pretty high on Tim Means here. But after seeing the weigh-ins, I did place a bet on Tim Means. I got him at plus 120. I have 1 unit on that. The line came down a ton. It's pretty much a pick 'em on some books now. I think, and even by the time like the fight's going to start, I think Means is going to be the slight favorite. And I honestly don't disagree with that. Just with all the question marks with Mike Perry, him training with his girlfriend, posting training videos with his pregnant girlfriend, hitting pads, eating cheeseburgers, eating burritos, eating ice cream this week for fight week, and then missing weight. I saw tweets last night saying he's missing weight. I kind of thought he was joking, but he said he was going to miss weight. He came in there like almost 5 pounds over. I really question where his head's at. I really question, what's going on with him knocking old guys out in restaurants. I really question how much he's been training. I really question how much he's been sparring, because in his last fight against Gall, he said he didn't spar or sparred like once or twice, and you could definitely see it. And Means is no slouch. A lot of people think Means is a scrub. He's not. Like, Means was known for his durability up until his last couple fights where he got knocked out by Nico Price. That was his first knockout loss in 40 fights. And after that, he did get rocked by D-Rod a couple times, got submitted by D-Rod. But, I mean, this dude was known for his durability, and it's not really there anymore. But does Perry... I don't know. I think this fight should be lined closer to a pick'em, especially after seeing the weigh-ins. I think Means should be the slight favorite, just with all the question marks with Perry. Could Perry go out there and knock him out? Sure, he could. But, man, did Perry's stand-up look bad against Mickey Gall? If you're getting outstruck by Mickey Gall, you have some serious issues. You need to patch that up, and Means is a 10 times better striker than Mickey Gall is, although Gall striking did look better. So the picks Means. As for Draftkings, I will be having a decent amount of both sides. Mike Perry, he is live for a knockout. I do think he is, but man, did he miss weight, did not look great, did not look like he's been doing anything, eating cheeseburgers all week. It's really hard to bet on Mike Perry here, especially as a favorite. So I do like the underdog bet I got on Tim Means there. Perry's body looks soft coming in. Yep, I agree. He's not even at an MMA gym. Come on. He's gone full Sanchez on us. Yep, he's turning into Diego Sanchez for sure. Perry's confidence might be back after getting his first KO since Roberts. Perry went to train with Yoel Romero. I don't know, guys. It's just Nighty Night, Dirty Bird. I don't know. Tim Means, it's hard to see. I guess he could knock him out, but man, there's so many red flags with Mike Perry. Means is even right now. His mind is not there, so it makes perfectly sense to bet on Means. Yeah, especially at plus money. If Means becomes a favorite, I wouldn't bet it as a favorite, but if you're getting plus money on Tim Means, I think it's probably the way to go. Tim Means by KO. Perry's very durable. I think, if anything, Means by decision. Yo, Barrett, you're going to come on for the prelims tomorrow, right? Southern Compound. If you want to see Brady get lit, be sure to catch him live on the pub. Yeah, I'll probably be coming live tomorrow on Pub Sports Radio for sure. Is the Perry line going to flip? I do believe so. I feel like a few dogs will be barking this week. I'm with you. I have a couple dogs picked. I got Means at plus 120. I'm with you there. Don't go against Perry. I'm kind of have to. I wasn't going to, but after seeing the weigh-ins, I kind of have to there. All right. You're playing with a lot of things if you bet Perry. Mr. Donut King, nobody's gonna parlay nobody's gonna parlay Tim Means there. If anything, bet Tim Means. Don't straight bet Tim Means. Don't parlay him. Means will win. I'm with you there. Brady, the DraftKings Millie Maker's back. Sweet. Give me that golden advice. I'd probably, if you're doing the Millie Maker, do 150 lineups. It's really hard for people to go in there and put like 2 or 3 lineups against like other guys that are doing 150. I think a lot of people make that mistake, but some guys are able to do it with a couple lineups. But if I was to do the Millie Maker, it'd be with like 150, which is expensive. But yeah, Perry does need some money, but still not looking good. All right, so we're going to get into the co-main event. Just going to quickly talk about this matchup. And by quickly, I mean like a couple seconds here, because Valentina is going to win this fight. I just don't know whether she's going to win inside the distance or decision. She should finish Maya, although Maya is very tough. I think Shevchenko can win however she wants. If she wants to take it down, go for it. If she wants to keep it on the feet for 25 minutes, she could do that. She didn't look all that great on the skills, but really, I don't think that matters. Don't be parlaying Shevchenko at minus 400. No point in that at all. We saw with the Maria Agapova situation, some people parlayed Agapova at like minus 1,000. Now, this is not Agapova or anything, but it is women's MMA. Anything can happen, but Shevchenko should get this done. I will not say anything as a lock. often, but Shevchenko is a lock here. As for DraftKings, 9,600. I'm not going to have much. I like all the plays below her a lot more. I think for her to hit value, she's going to have to either get a first-round finish or just completely dominate her. And what she does not throw much volume. Like, she throws less volume than Maya. The problem is she's just much, 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 much better. So Shevchenko wins. Don't really want to talk about it. Does anybody have anything to say, or can we get into the main event here? I wouldn't sleep on Maya. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she's going to get it done. 380 in the chat, 20 away from 400. Perry is a different story. We'll see tomorrow. He is sure a different story. You're correct about that. DFS is the best. Appreciate that. What's up, 2 cents? Yeah, too much for sure. All right, so last fight here. And we have the main event, Davison Figueiredo versus Alex Perez. Like I mentioned, so last week, I threw this out on my live stream last week. I do have Figueiredo parlayed with RDA. I got it at plus 102. I love that line a lot. Have 1.5 units on it. Would really like for this to hit. And I really like Figueiredo in the spot. I see a lot of love for Alex Perez. I can kind of see why. It's just such a big step up for Alex Perez in competition. I know that Formiga beat Figueiredo, but there were rumors that Figueiredo was hurt for that fight. And ever since then, Figueiredo has definitely patched up some of those weaknesses we saw. I mean, his ground game has looked fantastic. Went out there and submitted Joseph Benavidez after knocking him down 3 or 4 times. And Figueiredo is a absolute killer. And in the small cage, I do think it favors Figueiredo. It's going to exchange some more exchanges between the two, Alex Perez and Figueiredo here. And I'm kind of struggling to find a path to victory for Alex Perez. It'd have to be take down Figueiredo and stay out of trouble, stay on top. And that just seems way easier said than done there, because Figueiredo has a nasty ground game. Perez has been put himself in a lot of bad spots on the mat. He's been submitted 3 times, and Figueiredo is legit on the mat. He's legit on the feet, legit power, finisher. Tons of knockdowns on his record as well. Alex Perez finishing 50% of his wins, Figueiredo 84% of his wins. He's kind of struggling, especially with the small cage. It's hard to see Alex Perez landing more volume, staying on the outside, kicking Figueiredo. He's going to get clipped at some point, or he's going to shoot in for a takedown and get subbed here. It's just really hard for me to see Perez lasting, Perez lasting 25 minutes with Figueiredo here. Figueiredo has the advantage on the mat. Sure, Perez has the advantage in the wrestling, but Figueiredo's ground game is legit. And if Perez does take him down, he's only playing with fire there. So give me Figueiredo here. I like him in the parlay. I like the DraftKings price of 9,000. The only thing is I'm not going to go 100% own on this fight. If this fight gets to, say, the 3rd round and Figueiredo gets a 3rd round knockout, he probably won't hit value depending on how many knockdowns he gets. He has very low output, but when he does land, he lands extremely hard. Perez has been knocked out before. He's been submitted before. And I do see Figueiredo winning inside the distance to close at that parlay. As for Perez on DraftKings, I don't hate it too much, I guess. I mean, I just kind of struggling to find a path to victory for him, but main event, I don't know. It's hard to see him beating Figueiredo, honestly. I don't have much to say. Figueiredo 19-1, only loss being Jussier Formiga. And I don't think Perez can definitely implement the same game plan Formiga did. And as I said, Figueiredo was said to be injured in that fight. And ever since then, he's definitely patched up whatever was going on there. All right. I think Perez will give him a good fight. He probably will give him a good fight until he gets caught with something. Figueiredo has a nasty streak, has so many ways of winning. He sure does. Let's see here. Figueiredo inside the distance is a solid bet. Don't hate it. Perez got this. I don't know. I'll live bet Perez if it makes us past the 2nd round. So another thing is, like, a lot of people are worried about the gas tank of Figueiredo. It seems like he's definitely working on that and patching it up. I saw a tweet where he said he's a lot more down in weight than he usually is in fight week. I think he said he weighed at 136 on Monday or something like that. And it said he's usually 141. So he's definitely patching up those cardio issues. He's patching up those weigh-in issues. He looked fine on the scales. And yeah, Figueiredo is typically a gasser, but like I said, I think he's working on that. I think his weight's definitely control here. I think Perez gets caught in uppercut. I think he gets caught in an uppercut or a guillotine when he shoots for a takedown. Yeah. If I had to choose one, Kosuke or D-Rod, I want to say D-Rod because I think he can throw a ton of volume. I think even if it goes past the first round, he's still going to throw a crap ton of volume. I think there's knockdown upside, but Kosuke is a very good play as well. Stacking cash, I'm not as of now, but it's not an awful look. But if Figueiredo does get that first round knockout, you're not looking too good there. All right. So with that said, I'm going to touch on my bets and then answer any final questions. So Tim Means, plus 120, 1 unit on that. We have RDA, Rafael dos Anjos, who won last week, parlayed with Figueiredo, plus 102, 1.5 units on that. The next parlay I have is Dan Rodriguez to win with Buckley to win, minus 130, 2 units on that. And then I have Kyle Dawkis to win, parlayed with Kosuke to win, minus 150, 2 units on that. So 4 bets. And stay tuned to my betting breakdown video that will be out tomorrow morning. I'm probably going to record that sometime tonight. And check out my Twitter, DFS_numbers, Instagram, DFS by the numbers. I'll be posting my bets as well. And other than that, just want to shout out the sponsor. And then before we get into some questions, Pub Sports Radio, a lot of great guys over there. Go ahead over there, subscribe, hit the like button. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, we're doing a live stream, Talking Hands. Lots of great guys over there. If you can't check it out tomorrow. Lots of good information over there as well. And yeah, we're really growing over there on Pub Sports. It's going to be the next big thing. If you guys want to hang out, watch the fights tomorrow on Saturday, go for it. And with that said, I'm going to answer any final questions before I get out here. I got to go pick up some Texas Roadhouse. Buckley by decapitation. I like it. I got Royval. Don't hate that. Thank you for the breakdown. Keep it up. DFS by the numbers. Appreciate that. The Gaming Wolf. Thank you for all hanging out. We had 387, which is a record. We didn't quite get to that 400, but maybe we'll get to it next week. We're getting really, really close there. Yep. Certified Hype in there. I mean, if you need anything, appreciate that a ton. Thank you for hanging out, Dr. Sanjay. Yum Roadhouse. I agree. Hail Mary 5-teamer, Figueiredo, Buckley, D-Rod, Dawkis, Kosuke. Yep. I like it. Why am I always hungry? I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's like 8 o'clock at night here, so I'm pretty hungry here. Get that Roadhouse hitter, son. Yep. 220 likes. I like it. Yeah, I'm getting some steak for sure. Paul Craig and Tim Means to win. Good bet. I wouldn't parlay those two. I wouldn't really bet Paul Craig, but yeah, I do think they win. Jordan Wright or nah. Nah, but I do think he has some upside there, I guess. But especially on DraftKings, if he wins, it's going to be in the first round. But hard to be overly confident in it. Luis Kosuke inside the distance minus 210. What do you think for a parlay with Buckley and Valentina plus 105? Not bad. Not bad. All right. So with that said, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really appreciate that a ton. Hit the like button. Always helps a lot. Yeah, go check out the breakdown I did on, I think it was Wednesday. Go comment down the strikes for Valentina Shevchenko and go comment your DraftKings name. And we're going to give away some free money. And good luck to everybody. And let's win some money on